Yo guys, and welcome to a new video. Today I will be talking about Five Nights at Freddy's 2. Alright, so I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. I kind of forgot that this film was coming out. The marketing for this film really hasn't been great, and I can't believe that fans of the game probably had a lot of marketing for this, because if you are in the fan base, then probably people were talking about this film a lot. But apart from that, for regular audiences, I do not feel like there was a bunch to do for this film. It just kind of came out of nowhere. It just dropped. Like in the countries where I live, no, in the country where I live in, and the neighboring country, the Belgium and the Netherlands, they didn't even have a pre-sale for it. It just dropped and it was there. Okay, it's played from Wednesday, so here are the tickets for Wednesday, and here you go. It just dropped with the rest of the week. Like, you think with a film like this, it would have had a little bit more anticipation. I never even heard of a world premiere, and I never even heard of early reviews or pre-reviews, and normally I am kind of big on that. So I was really wondering, okay, is this film maybe not good, that they're just dropping it like this? Like, where is the marketing for this? I feel like the first one had a lot of marketing, had a lot of things going on for it, and this one kind of didn't. This one just came and went, and I went to it. I did rewatch the first one before I went to that one, and for the first one, my critiques about that film still stand. My praises about the film still stand. I pretty much think the same thing about it. I think the dynamic of the family is nice, but they kind of butcher that in the third act of the film, because it gets a little bit convoluted and it all feels rushed in that third act. But I like everything with Freddy Fazbear's, apart for the fact that I do not think that the animatronics from Freddy, Bonnie, Foxy, Chica are all that scary. For a horror film, I wanted them to feel more like a threat instead of the friends that they were in that film. And I think they might have seen my critiques on that film, because in this one, in my personal opinion, everything was a lot better. I deeply, deeply adored this film. And not only because the story is better, the story is paced in a better way, and the story is told in a better way, and they kind of mixed everything together a lot better, but also the animatronics, especially the marionettes, which I did know from seeing, but I never really played a FNAF game. The FNAF games aren't really my cup of tea. The adventure-style FNAF games, I have not played those yet, so I can't tell you everything about that. I did play a little bit of Security Breach, where Freddy is your friend, which was really weird in my opinion, but I haven't played that game to its completion, so don't know about that, so I will not judge about that. So I really didn't really know what the marionette was, and I thought it was just another child in another puppet, something like Freddy Fazbear. So when I heard that she was going to be in the film, I was like, okay, that's a great design. But from the moment she was on screen, she was terrifying as fuck, and she remained terrifying as fuck for the entirety of the runtime of this film. They did not massacre the marionette. The design was awesome. The multiple designs were awesome. She was scary. She was actually really terrifying, and I absolutely loved what they did with her character. Even the other toys, like Chica and Bonnie and Foxy and Freddy, of course, I forgot one, it was Freddy. They are all awesome, and they are absolutely terrifying, and I really liked what they did with that, because it felt like there were more stakes. And even though it still felt like the story was a little bit easy and there wasn't a lot going on since the beginning, middle, and end, and it kind of takes place over the course of a day maybe, and it kind of feels like, okay, in the end not a lot has happened, but still a lot has happened, so it's really convoluted and they kind of smashed everything at you at once. It still was tense, and the pacing was good because of that. Yes, I kind of wanted a little bit more of a deep note with everything. Kind of wanted to know a little bit more about everything, but I was happy with what I got, and I was happy with what I received. And the only thing if we are going to talk about things that I absolutely did not like, was how they handled Vanessa's character. I truly feel like they kind of missed the spark on her, because I don't feel like they did a great job on setting her character apart, making her character better, and making her character more interesting. They did a lot with her character in terms of the lore that is supposed to be so important about FNAF, but I truly feel like it kind of didn't make sense. The only thing that you're getting from this film from her is that she lies about yet another thing. So whatever happens in the absolute end of the film, whatever Josh Hutcherson's character Mike says, I truly follow that, because it was annoying after a while. And I kind of think that they kind of undid some of the nice things about Vanessa in the first film. So that is the only flaw I had with this film that was actually better in the first film. They do end something for her character. They do something with her in the end, which I thought was really nice. I did see it coming, so it was still a little bit cliche, and I did see it coming because of that. But what they did with it could possibly be really nice for the third Five Nights at Freddy's film, which is inevitably coming really fast, because this one is going to be a success. I hope, I guess, I don't know. For now, I think this movie might be a flop, because I don't know if a lot of people know it's coming out. I know the fan base is going, so there's that. I mean, I went with someone who is a really great FNAF fan, and she absolutely loved it, so that was really great. So I think for FNAF fans, there might be something to enjoy in here as well. I really liked it. I thought it was a lot better than I expected. I thought the animatronics were a lot scarier. I thought that they improved on the story, improved on the relationship between Mike and Abby, and improved on the friendship and just seeing everything else. There was a character I absolutely hate, and I saw him get destroyed, which it was really nice. The only thing that came all out of a sudden for the story wise, so not Vanessa wise, but if I have another complaint about this, it's that the entire thing with this film is they created something called Fast Fest to celebrate the Fazbears and the pizzeria and stuff like that. And the reason they do that for, because obviously in the first film it wasn't all that famous anymore and you didn't really see anyone talk about it, but maybe that was because we just didn't see anyone. But there are things happening in the first film that they think about in the second film for making their reason to create Fast Fest, and I think that's just a weird reason. I think they kind of butchered something in there. I could have written a little bit of a better thing than just having one of the bad things that happened in episode or in the first film to make that your catalyst for creating an entire festival. I think that's just weird and eerie, and I think they could have found a better reason to celebrate Fast Fest instead of choosing that. So throughout the entire film, I was like, these people are morons. These people are so sadistically bad and awful. I that was a critique. So the creation of Fast Fest and Vanessa, those are my big complaints about it. But I have to say that the animatronics absolutely do make it better. There were multiple moments where I was like, and just the way that the marionette looks is really awesome, and I really, really loved how terrifying she absolutely was. And this one also, even though I did not play the FNAF games, I of course do know about them. This film has a sequence that is really reminiscent of those early FNAF games, and I absolutely loved that sequence. There was also something I thought was bullshit, and there was something that was used to get the animatronics away for a second. But whenever the animatronics came back, he kind of didn't use it. And I was like, fuck it, use it, use it. It made me angry until he started using the thing again. And that was something that really annoyed me about the sequence. But it was awesome to see it. And I was very happy that we saw it. And I feel like the third one can be something really nice, can be something interesting if they keep this going. I feel in the end that Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is a huge improvement on the first one, and everything that I wanted this one to do better was a lot better. And some small nitpicks that I thought were really good in the first film were done to a poorer way in this film. But in the end, the experience absolutely was a lot better, and I really enjoyed watching this one, especially because it's such a huge improvement over that first one, which I thought in the end was kind of dim, which was just a 6 out of 10. This one I would probably give a 4 stars and a heart right now. It might eventually still drop down to a 3.5 upon rewatch, but for now, I think a 4 stars and a heart will suffice. What did you think of Five Nights at Freddy's 2? Please let me know in the comments down below, because I'm really excited to hear your opinion on this. I want to thank you for watching, and I'd like to see you in the next video. Thank you, and bye bye.